And welcome back to Electric Bike Mark. On this video I'm going to be riding the Cyrusher Lux, as you see it right there. And what I want to talk about today is a particular bike that has just come out from Ariel Rider that is illegal for the road. And what I want to talk about is being careful on bikes like this, purchasing them, and know that you have to sign a waiver or check a box that says you understand that this bike is strictly for off-road. And I think this could be the way it's going in the future for bikes that are deemed illegal for street public road use. So the Ariel Rider MUDD, M-U-D-D, a 72 volt e-bike has just hit the market. It's explicitly not for public roads or public bicycle infrastructure. Ariel Rider officially designates this vehicle as private property bike, PPB. It is built strictly for closed courses, private land, and off-road tracks. Operating it on public streets carries significant legal and safety implications. Why it is banned from public roads? It exceeds e-bike laws. Federal and state laws cap legal e-bikes at 750 to 1,000 watts of power and a top speed of 20 to 28 miles per hour. The MUDD 72 volt delivers up to 8,000 watts, that's peak. It's actually a 3,500 watt motor and hits speeds of 65 plus miles per hour. There's no vehicle certification. It lacks the required components for street legal motor vehicles, such as DOT approved turn signals, mirrors, highway rated tires, and a registered VIN. Registration impossibility. Because it cannot be registered as a moped or a motorcycle in most jurisdictions, riding it on public roads is an uninsurable, unregistered offense. Severe consequences for street riding. Police confiscation. Law enforcement can legally impound and seize the vehicle on the spot. Heavy fines. Riders can face steep criminal citations for operating an unregistered, uninsured motor vehicle without a motorcycle license endorsement. Liability risks. If an accident occurs on a public street, the rider faces total personal and financial and legal liability, as standard insurance policies will not cover an illegal vehicle. So let's hop on and talk a little bit about this. Now, first off, before I say anything else, I want to let you know that I actually like this bike. You know, if I had a place I could ride it and wanted to buy a new bike, which I'm not in the market to buy this particular bike, but if I did, yeah, I would like it, but I have nowhere to ride it. You know, for me personally, I do basically all my riding is on the street or on a bike trail, and mostly street though. And so that bike would do me absolutely no good, even though the bike has pedals. I mean, the bike has some crazy specs on it. Like for example, the torque is 330 Newton meters. It's 72 volt. The motor peaks out at 8,000 watts. It has I forget what I think it's 95 amp controller. I'm just trying to think. It's 72 volt. So it's going to put out a massive amount of power. But I just wanted to warn everyone with, you know, the way the laws are going, these are the kind of bikes that absolutely are going to get taken down. You know, you're going to be, if you get out on the street there, you're not going to be able to get away with it. I mean, you might be able to get away with it until they catch you, but a bike like that, especially if you're going those kind of speeds, you're, you know, ripe for the picking if you do it. And I got to tell you, as much as I like that bike, like, yeah, I'd like, you know, a bike like that, but I don't need, honestly, 65 miles an hour or more. And I don't even know if I would get up enough nerve to ride at that speed anyway, so it would become useless to me. But yeah, I don't know. But here's the price. The price of it's only $27.99, which actually is a pretty good price, I would say. It has a, trying to decide which way I want to go here. It has a 39 amp hour battery, which is kind of an odd size, but come to think of it, it might be 2 batteries split. I can't remember now. I took a peek at the site before recording this video and went over the specs in my head, but the tires are 24" by 4. I do know that, but the problem with the bike is, as I say, for me personally, I would not have anywhere to ride it. And if you've got private land that you could ride on, then absolutely go for it if that's the style of bike you want. But like I just mentioned earlier though, even if you bought this bike to ride on the road and wanted to register it, you can't even register it. So you have to know right off the top that you cannot ride it on the road. And also, as I mentioned, there is a box to check on their website before you purchase it that says that you understand the terms of that bike being sold to ride on private property or non-roads. So yeah, it's a lot of money to throw out there if you start riding on the road and get it taken from you. Another thing that surprised me on the specs of this bike though, like the speed was crazy. When I saw 65 plus miles an hour, I thought, geez, I don't know if I would have enough nerve to go that fast. But the other thing is how light the bike is. It's less than 100 pounds. Hopefully it's a nice stable bike if you're going that kind of speed. But let me know your thoughts on something like this. Is it this kind of bike that is causing more issues with laws than anything? I kind of think it is, and the problem is we're seeing more and more of them. But I do like what Ariel Rider did. They specifically have that box that you understand before you purchase it, that bike is not for public roads, it's for off-road use. Private property and not on public roads. And I do wonder if that's the way we're going to go now. And then you can't make up any excuses. You didn't know the bike, was illegal or what have you. Any bike that is not deemed legal for the road should have that disclaimer on there. And then whether you agree to it, you have to agree to it before you can purchase the bike. Then, you know what? Then it's all in your hands, I kind of like that idea. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think that's a good way to do it for the companies selling the bike? It lets you know specifically before checkout, you have to check that box. And it lets you know that, hey, you're riding this bike, you're responsible. It's not for public roads, it's for off-roading or private property. And so you have the understanding of that. So if you decide, hey, to take this on the road, then it's up to you. And like I said, I do like that idea, but I personally would like to have like a dirt bike. It's not my must-have or anything, but I'd like to have one, but only under one condition, that I had somewhere to ride it. I would go for a little dirt bike, like not a little mini dirt bike, but a dirt bike, electric, that didn't go crazy speed, because I don't need speed. It's just to do fun riding on trails, But I just have nowhere to do that, and so I'll stick to my riding on the streets or little trails like this, and let someone else do the other. But I'm afraid that that bike, let's face it, people are going to buy that Ariel Rider MUDD, and guess what? They're going to ride it on the road. You're going to see test video, like review videos, and they're going to do a speed test, and they're going to wind that bike out at maximum speed, of course. Show you how fast it goes, and guess where they're going to do it? Most likely on a public road. Now, I've ridden faster than 28 miles per hour before on public roads, but not 65 plus miles an hour, I can tell you that for sure. But also, it would be on like a Sunday morning, no traffic around, out in the country, on a country road. But that also, when I was doing that, which was not very often, but if I did, it was once in a while. If I went out with my friend Keith riding, he had the Ariel Rider Grizzly and I had the Graffiti or the Graffiti X, both bikes. Go out there and ride around and get speeds up, you know, like 40 miles an hour or close to it. I mean, the Grizzly would do 36 top speed. And, but it wasn't very often. And it wasn't always full speed, you know, we wouldn't ride that kind of speed because you want to kind of save your battery when you're going distance, so. But that, like I say, that was before there were any laws. Well, there were laws, I guess, but they weren't cracking down like they are now, I guess you would say. And that was back when I was in Oregon. But let me know your thoughts. First of all, what do you think of the bike? And would you buy it? And would you stick to off-roading, or would you I don't know if you would want to tell us, but would you ride it on the road? Would you care and just ride it anyway? Or would you abide by the laws and be completely legal? I just can't imagine, I suppose, myself getting on a bike like that. Like that looks more like a regular bike, right? A beefed up cruiser bike kind of thing. It doesn't look like a motorcycle. It's you know, it's different. But I can't imagine going over 65 miles per hour on something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm just cruising right now at about 16 and it feels fine, you know. I know it's a thrill ride for a lot of people, but I think it's thrilling to ride 30 or 40, but I don't know about 65 plus on a bicycle. But I think those are the kind of bikes that they keep coming out, you know, they keep building more of them, pushing the limits. And I don't, like I say about I do like the signing off on it, checking the box that you know the laws and the rules and all that. But I don't think that's going to stop the riding on the road. I know it's not going to stop it. I know it's going to make sure, you know, some people are going to make sure they, you know, they stay legal and probably not even buy the bike. The bike is on pre-order, and it's $300 off right now. The MSRP is going to be $3,100. And like I say, the box is grayed out to pre-order it until you check. Now I want to turn left, but I'm going to let those cars, I'm going to go down here a bit and do a U-turn, because I want to let these cars that just came to the intersection get out of the intersection. And because I want to go straight from where I am right now. I think the reason why they're still being made more and more and they're pushing the limits is because there's still a demand for those kind of bikes. If there wasn't a demand for the bikes, you know, they just wouldn't make it like that and push the limits. I think honestly, I think for the $2,800, probably the best thing to do would be to buy something slower, like a 28 mile per hour bike, you know, in that 28, 30 or whatever. I think 30 would be fine. But buy something like that. It's going to be less money for one. It's going to be legal. Say 28, we'll make it absolutely legal. That you can pedal assist to 28, but you can throttle to 20. But put, you know, a good suspension and things on the bike. You could do all that. You could make, you know, a nice comfortable seat. Anything you want. Like if you want to change out the handlebar, change out things on the bike to make it absolutely as comfortable as you want it to be. And you'd still save money compared to that other bike. The only thing you're going to lose the speed though, right? You're not going to have that speed and torque. A ridiculous 330 Newton meters. You know. But hey, if you're a thrill seeker, go for it, I suppose. But let me know in the comments though. I am curious to know, would you buy something like that? Do you care about the laws, or you're starting to wonder, you know, am I taking a chance on buying something like this because I want to ride it on the road? And, you know, am I pushing the limits there? Anyway, that's going to do it for this video today on Electric Bike Mark. Hey, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you would like to subscribe to the channel, thank you very much. Just hit that subscribe button. If you want to be notified as to when the next video comes up on the channel, just hit that notification bell. And if you want to leave a comment on this or any other videos that you've seen on the channel, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. Once again, thank you for joining me on this video. And until next time, be safe everyone, and keep your wheels on the road. See you later.